Let's deal with Mary's question that people see this as a real threat to humanity. And I can't remember if you and I talked about this, but when the CEO of Delphi went on Fox Business News 6 weeks ago or so, I thought it was a pretty positive interview, straightforward interview. The host interviewed the clone, they interviewed the CEO, demonstrated it pretty well. And then I looked at the comments the next day, and there were 3,500 comments. 3,499 were all negative. They were all saying things like, these clones are a sign of the devil. This is the sign of the apocalypse. This person should be in prison. This person should be in jail. I hope these people are put out. I mean, it was brutal in the negativity. Right. And it was other than one person saying the host was good looking, off topic, everything was viciously, brutally negative. Now, part of it is that channel tends to skew in a particular negative direction. You can argue social media in general tends to the negative, but I've never seen negativity to that extent for someone who wasn't overtly talking about a political issue. Then you expect the negativity, but just a new technology. So share your concerns about how you think this is going to play out. And to Mary's question about how people see this as a real threat to humanity.
I think there is a conversation that kind of piggybacks on this general aspect or the sense of the comment, right? It's like, look, AI is going to take the jobs of certain people, right? And I think it's a threat. If you think about it as a threat, hey, this technology is going to threaten my job, my well-being, my source of income. So I get it. And you'll see people talking about there are already some positions that are in a way being replacing humans. Customer support is one of them. I think we're at a moment where change is happening, and I think people need to get educated about the possibilities of AI and also understand the myths, right? I think there is a marriage in between humans and the use of technology that I think will make us stronger. Threat, I think it's how can I say? I think it's too big of a word without context. TJ, I don't know if you want to put a little bit of a threat to humans. Is that what is it? We're far away from the Skynet still, right? I think there has to be awareness. There has to be regulations in place. There has to be privacy tools that keep, let's say, the rights of people using AI, right? So they need to feel comfortable using the technology. There has to be transparency. There has to be ways to control the data. There's a Privacy Act happening in Europe. There was a GDPR before, LGP in Brazil. There's many things that are taking place, right? So I think if somebody's saying it's a threat without context, I would say we need to ground the comment, to be able to respond properly, because otherwise we're just going to be, I think we're just,
And I would say all technology is always a threat to people who don't adapt. I mean, there were 400,000 telephone operators in the United States in 1960. And a few years later, they were basically all let go. Now, they all found jobs because the economy was growing and many other things were happening. But they did lose their job because the technology got better. You no longer needed an operator to listen to someone and push a plug in here to connect. I've lost jobs because of technology. I saw a considerable drop over the last 10 years of corporations hiring me for a day of in-person public speaking. So I've lost a lot of work because of technology, but I also gained a tremendous amount of work because I adapted and I learned how to make online courses. Right. So my income continued to go up. It was just different. But people who didn't adapt did in fact see their jobs disappear or their income go way down. And that's been a function of technology